Hey guys, this is your boy Gary V, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. But before I take you to this keynote, I want to take this time to do something that I usually don't do. And I mean, you guys know me. I'm not real big on throwing too many hooks, but you know, some time ago I wrote a book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, and I'm here to let you guys know that I have my Gary V-neck t-shirts going on sale right now, and I'm not gonna lie, this project means the world to me. So if any of you out there could support, you know, these shirts are like really good, you know, to wear casually, everyday wear. It's also good, you know, even as like an undergarment for, you know, dress attire. It's great for keynote speeches. I mean, guys, you know, if you just so happen to wear t-shirts anyway and you're a consumer of my content, guys, please, this project means the world to me. And now for the keynote that you all have been waiting for. Thank you, guys. Thank you, please. Please be seated. All right, guys, so when I was backstage a second ago preparing for this keynote, you know, I really thought of the fact that a lot of the times when I come out here, because I completely just spit it off the top of the dome, I began to become a little bit reluctant about giving this keynote tonight because, to be totally honest with you guys, it is all in the nuances. So as much as I, you know, like just coming up with stuff, the reality of the fact is, guys, I'm super consistent and there's not really a whole lot else that I have to say to you, but to sum it up in these words here, you, the audience, need to be putting out as much content as possible on as many platforms as possible in perpetuity forever. Goodbye. Thank you. You guys have been great. Like, I could literally in the speech right here just put out content all the time. The answer is gonna be yes. Like, what do you guys think this is? This is not like I'm the Rolling Stones up here. You know I'm gonna do all the best hits. I'm gonna say the same stuff. And I say all that to say, guys, I'm gonna be going in the Q&A about 2 hours early. So if I could get all of the mic runners to prepare your spots, and if you have questions, you can start coming on down. But I wanna preference this with a little bit of backstory just to give context to the very few people who don't know who I am. I started out as a little boy with a humble lemonade stand on the side of the road. And, you know, little Gary V intuitively knew that standing out in my neighborhood for 8 or 10 to 12 hours a day was not going to be the best thing for me from a practical standpoint. So once upon a time, little Gary tricked some of his friends to standing out in front of those lemonade stands for, you know, 10 to 12 hours a day. And, you know, it actually dawned on me, what was Gary doing at that time? Little Gary intuitively walked around trying to figure out where the driver's eyes were, because as a kid, I knew that their eyes weren't on the road. This was a remarkable observation. So my main objective was to figure out, you know, what curb or what hill or what mountain that I could actually literally climb on with my binoculars, just to actually look and see what the driver's eyes were doing, because I know that his attention was not on the road, and more than likely I had a good chance that he would see my lemonade stand. This was DNA. So little Gary V knew two things. One, that I had delicious pink lemonade available for the consumer. And two, that the people driving by in their vehicles were thirsty and that they needed something to drink. And so for me, it was a no-brainer that in order to quench my thirst, to gain the audience that I needed, it was going to take practicality, not just some cute business plan that I couldn't put into motion. So for me, forwarding a few years, I got into selling and the reselling of baseball cards. And as a little kid, I crushed it. I literally had like $35,000 cash under my bed as a 12-year-old, while all of my teachers were telling me that I was literally going to be a failure because I had D's and F's on all of my report cards. Now they make that annually. And so for me, needless to say, I completely punted school. The fact that I literally finished 239 out of 240 students in my graduating class is the singular reason that I feel that I win. I literally spit in the face of the educational system. And so eventually a lot of these things, led to me investing in early Uber and Twitter and Google, and I built Vaynermedia, which is the fastest growing marketing agency in the world. And I say all this to say that above all of the Fortune 500 meetings that I do, just a flurry of letters from people telling me their story of how I inspired them to do something to change their lives. Nothing gives me more gratitude than when I hear that little Johnny Pants 37 says that I literally changed his life. Legacy, admiration. That's what I live for. And so for me, I'm glad to go into Q&A early. So I'm going to start with you guys in the back.